Hey everybody, Dino here, and today I thought I'd do a quick tutorial and show you how to set up a basic spreadsheet on Excel. Now, Excel is a really powerful program, and you work in columns and rows in Excel, and you can do calculations across rows and columns, and I'm going to show you how to do some basic stuff with that and how to set up a basic spreadsheet. You can use it for a lot of things. You can use it as a really great calculator when you have a list of items and a number of items, or a list of items with costs associated with them. We'll see that in the demonstration here. So let's start off. So what I've already done is I set up across the top row some headers. One's the month, and you can see if we go down this first row, months are listed. Next one's widgets, and widgets is just, a term for any sort of item that you might sell. It's for demo purposes. And there are a number of units of widgets that were sold. Next to this is the unit cost. So we might know that there's a fixed unit cost for widgets, and we might know the numbers that we sold each month. But we might want the totals for each month, and then we might want the totals for all 4 months that we have recorded. And instead of calculating that out on a calculator or using a piece of paper and a pencil and doing it manually, we can do it really quickly using Excel. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to calculate how much the total cost for each month is. So I'm going to go to the cell here. And the cells are named by the rows and columns. So this is column D, and this right here is row 2. So this cell here would be 2D, for example. So I'm going to go to this cell right here, and I'm going to put equal sign and an open parenthesis. And I want to multiply cell B2 by cell C2 so that I get the total cost for the widgets of January. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put B2, and I'm going to put times, which is actually the asterisk, and I'm going to put C2. I'm going to close it, and when I hit enter, it should calculate it out. And indeed it does. And so we've got a calculation here. Now, another thing we may want to do is we may want to go to this row right here, and we may want to tell it to format it. And so we go down here to format cells, and let's format it for standard currency right there. That will put a $sign in front of it in the correct decimal. We'll do the same thing for this row right here. Go to Format, Cells, and go to Currency. I just highlighted the number of cells that I want formatted like that. You could also do the entire row if you wanted to by going like this, going Format, Cells, Currency, and then everything in that column would be a currency thing. A lot of times that's the easiest way to do it. That way, if you end up expanding the number of rows you have, it will automatically be in the right format. But on more complex sheets, you may want to actually individually format a group of the cells, just depending on what you're doing. All right, so that's the total right here. Now I could go in and I could type the formula in each one of these. I could put this equals B3 times C3, etc., etc., etc. But the quick way to do this is to go to here and right click and go copy, and you see there's a little line moving around, dots moving around the cell right there. That means it's selected. Then we're going to go down and select these cells, and we're going to go paste. And what it did, you see, it's already calculated it. What it did is it actually adjusts automatically the correct cells because it's using a relative formula. So what happens is when you paste like that, it will automatically figure out what cells you need. And for example, here we have like B2 times C2, and down here B3 times C3. It figured that out because it knew that it went down. So it just calculated that out when it did the paste. So that's a very nice function on it, and that makes spreadsheets very fast to do calculations on. You end up doing many less equations, or you type less the same equation once you figure out what equation to type. Now we're going to do a total of this column right here. And what I'm going to do is, this is B2 again. We're going to actually go down beneath this, where this space is right here. And we're going to include that. And the reason is because if we add a row, it will automatically change where the total goes, which I'll show you in a second. So if we go here and we go equals, we're going to use a function called sum. So we're going to go equal sum, put the parenthesis, and then we're going to put B2, and we're going to put a colon, and we're going to put B6. That means include those cells when you do your calculation. And so we have a total of 77 here. So you can see up here B2, B6. Because we have this space here, if we decide we need to add a line, very easy. So we can go insert, it will add a row, and you see that move down to B7. So we can actually add another row right here. And so let's add May, and let's say we did really well and did 44. And so it's already totaled those. And we're going to just copy or enter the unit cost right there. All right, so we don't really need a total of the unit cost for this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put it over here because we want a total of this row. And we're going to go paste. And so it adds this row up as well. And so it's already figured out it's a sum of D2 through D7. So it moved what column it's going. So it recalculated out what the exact equation should be, which is very cool. So there you have a basic spreadsheet set up in Excel. We've multiplied rows, and we have added rows. We've done the sum of, or we've added columns. We've done the sum of columns. So that's basically how you do it. And if you just remember the fact that you can put any sort of mathematical equation in here. We could add these together by putting a plus there. We could subtract one from the other by putting a minus in there. And if we want to do a series of cells together, we use a colon, and we use the starting cell and the ending cell. All right, so that's a basic spreadsheet setup in Excel. I'm Dino, and this has been Dino's Tech World, and whatever you do, enjoy the day, and I will see you next time.